served and how you stood in our pulpit at Village Church and said that the executive committee voted to transfer him. You transition him. There's a play on words. You stood here and said, we put him on administrative leave. You've also stood here and said, he won't work in a Michigan conference. And if he needed more time to find a job, you'd help him out. And I appreciate that. I really do. Hope you do the same for me if I'm in that position. But those are words that kind of mislead people. Because the obvious is the obvious. He's no longer going to be employed in this conference, which means the transition means you've been released. Or we can use the dirty word fired, but I understand everybody's trying to use language as comfortable, as easy as possible. I understand that. But it doesn't negate the fact there was a transgression in the house of God on the 9th commandment. And here it is. I'm going to read the text that Elder Francis sent back to me. Hello, Dennis. Thank you for sharing your concerns. I understand your perspective. But for a point of clarification, it's not my perspective. It's about the law of God.
Amen. Amen.
Although that is not how we have expressed or intended it, maybe it wasn't. There are pastors that have been terminated. Pastor Kelly was not terminated. He's on administrative leave so he can find a smooth transition somewhere else if he desires, because the executive committee decided that there needed to be a transition at the village church. I'll get to my point here in just a second. He says, I could have stated that he was placed on administrative leave. I could not have said that he was fired because according to my understanding, that would be inaccurate. I understand that this is very difficult for you, as it is for all of us. My prayers are with you in the village and everyone hurting from these events. May the Lord take control of the work and may he finish his work. Blessings, brother. Now, I'm going to read something from Sons and Daughters of God, page 64. What was so profound about this, my brothers, my church family, was I prepared this sermon that I preached this last Sabbath 2 years ago. It's part of a series I've been working on the law and character of God, 14-part series. I should